everybody. Thank you for joining us for our Spotlight information event with Public Services today. We've got loads of great content coming up for you. We'll be speaking to lecturers and curriculum managers within Public Services. I've got videos to show you as well. So we've got the Dartford campus tour, the Gravesend campus tour, and the dedicated Public Services video. The reason why you're getting both campus tours is because Public Services is based at both campuses. And then we'll be ending with a Q&A session. So if you've got any questions, please pop them in the Q&A box at the bottom. I'm going to pass you over to Andrew now. So over to you, Andrew. Thank you.
Hi everyone, introduce myself. I'm Andrew Fraser. I'm the Curriculum Manager for Public Services. And this here is my colleague Sandra White.
Hi, I'm Sandra White. I'm a Level 1 tutor for Public Services and I've got 18 years experience in Kent Police before I became a teacher at the college.
And we're just going to go through today a few different things about the different courses we offer and go into more detail about how you can apply and become a Public Services student. So over to you, Sian.
Perfect, thank you both. So now I'm going to play you the Dartford campus video first, then it will be the Gravesend campus video, and then we'll end with the dedicated Public Services video. So please enjoy. Thank you.
I love the course because everyone in the class has become really good friends of mine. I have teamwork, one of the qualities within the activities that we do. And the activities itself is really fun. It could be very educational depending on, of course, what topic we're doing, what unit we're doing. I wanted to come straight to college because I wanted to learn as much as public services as I could, because I also have plans after college to go to a College of Policing. So I wanted to get into that. I wanted to get educational side, to go straight into a more high level of education for it. It doesn't just cover like one job that you want to do. It covers all of the services, to ambulance, policing, firefighting, so it covers everything.
It was a great experience. Classes are always good, tutors are always helpful, and it offers a lot of exciting experiences, so they always tend to be quite enjoyable. I went straight to college because I wanted to join the fire service, and this would be the quickest way of doing it, and I'm glad I did, because I'm not much for like loads of classwork and stuff like that, and as I said, we do a lot of there are a lot of experiences outside of college as well as in and all that, so it's always exciting. A lot of the course, it covers the entirety of public services in general, whether it be like military, police, fire service, paramedics. It covers everything, and everything, all knowledge that you probably need to go into one of these services. It teaches you like teamwork, leadership, like, you know, adaptability. It gives you everything.
So at Public Services at North Kent College, we offer level 1, 2 and level 3 courses in uniform services, both here at Dartford and at Gravesend. And at Dartford, we also offer a specialist level 3 policing course as well, which we've had quite a lot of interest as some of our students want to go on to work as a police constable. So I'm going to pass over to Simon, who's going to talk about the level 1 and 2 courses.
Okay, so Level one is our lowest entry requirements. We offer it at both Dartford and Gravesend. So to get on the level 1 course, you don't actually need to have any GCSEs. So for those of you who perhaps find school is difficult and don't like doing exams and think you're not going to be able to go anywhere, you can actually come to college and do a level 1 in public services. On that course, it gives you lots of skills, lots of employability skills from the units that you teach. And it just kind of gets a lot of people back into education. So it's a real good starting point for people who want to go into public services, and sometimes those that don't either. From the level 1, you study 7 different units: employment, fitness. So you will be spending some time doing some fitness type activities, team building, self-discipline, health and safety, map reading, and if you're at Dartford, you do competitive sport. But at Gravesend, we unfortunately haven't got a sports hall, so that will be volunteering. So those are the kind of things that you will be studying at level 1. It's a 1-year programme, and from that you can progress on to level 2. Level 2 again is offered. We offer it at both sites at Dartford and Gravesend. You'll find that you get the same people teaching you, whether you're on either site. The staff, we move between campuses. At level 2. The entry requirements are you need 4 GCSE at grade 3 and above, including maths and English. At level 2, you will be studying for 1 year again, similar units to level 1, but obviously at a different level, and looking at things in a little bit more detail. There are 9 units at level 2 as opposed to the 7 that we do at level 1. And from level 2, you are able to progress to any of our level 3 programs, providing that you get a merit grade. So all our courses are based on a pass, merit, or distinction grade. If you get all distinctions, then you can come out with a distinction star, which is the highest grade available. From level 2, you can progress on to level 3, and Andrew's going to tell you about our level 3 programs.
At level 3, we've got a standard uniform services program where we look at all of the different uniform services, so the fire service, prison service, any of the armed forces. So you've got your British Army, Navy and RAF, and also the police and border force. So that is at Dartford and Gravesend. that is very similar to level 2, is 9 units, but it's made up differently. So instead of it being a 1-year course, it's technically 2 1-year courses, where in the second year you have the option to go and study the extended diploma. So that's worth 3 A levels at the end of the full 2 years. If you decide that you only want to do the first year, then you get the equivalent of 1.5 A levels at level 3. So it gives you an opportunity to earn UCAS points. And if university is an option for you, then UCAS points you will get are really, really good. So, for instance, if you get a distinction at the end of your 2 years at level 3, you get 144 UCAS points, where we found that historically the entry criteria for public service courses at university is around 112 to 120 UCAS points, and therefore you're easily meeting those university entry requirements. Some of the units you'll study at the public services one are employment, equality and diversity. You'll do fitness again. All of our public service courses involve fitness and improving that and your mental health. You'll do map reading. You'll look at different things like security procedures, so keeping people safe and keeping buildings safe. And really it's about learning all of the different skills that you would need for the different uniform services and what jobs there are and how to kind of conduct yourself in those roles. You've also got a specialist level 3 policing course at Dartford, and that's only run at Dartford, it's not run at Gravesend. That focuses on teaching you about the different roles and responsibilities of a police officer and ensuring that the skills that you need are developed. So when you go through the police selection process, you are as prepared as can be for that selection process and have the best possible chance of succeeding. The units are similar to the standard. So you've got your fitness, you've got your employment, you've got equality and diversity. But also we teach about more things relating to the police, such as safeguarding and prevent, where we really take a look at what the police do, the different roles, and focus more in depth on policing. For level 3, the entry criteria for both level 3 courses is the same. So you need 5 lots of grade 4s and above. That's including your maths and English. If you don't get your maths and English at grade 4, then unfortunately you won't be able to study a level 3 with us. But what you can do is essentially you can start at the level 2 course and then progress on to the level 3. And obviously you'd have your choice of pathways for either the policing or the standard. Both courses have UCAS points, and therefore if you want to be a police officer, they're saying now that you need a degree to go into the police. So you've got a few options, and if university is something you're considering, as I said before, the courses really do tailor that to getting you into university. So if you are interested, then it's important you apply. And so I'm just going to go through the application and kind of the interview stage as well.
Okay, yeah. So our application forms are available on the college website. So North Kent College. If you search for that in your Google search bar, you'll find us. Find our course, apply. It will come to us. We'll get back to you fairly quickly and ask you to do some pre-interview questions, to answer a few questions really about you. Just give us a little bit of an insight into you and why you want to come on one of our courses. Then we'll be back in contact with you with an interview date. Obviously, at the moment, we're not doing face-to-face interviews because of social distancing and allowing people onto the site. So it will be a remote interview, either by telephone or Zoom, dependent on your preferences. And at that interview, again, we'll find out a little bit more about you, see whether you meet the criteria. Obviously, we're not looking, most people won't have their exam results yet, so we'll look at your predicted grades and then offer you, if we think you're suitable, we'll offer you a place on the course that we think you're likely to achieve grades for. However, it doesn't really matter if you don't achieve the grades at the end of the year that you apply for. So, for example, if you were to apply for level 3 and things don't go as well as you expected, we would put you onto a level 2 program at our enrolment process. Conversely, if you were to apply for level 2 and you did better than you thought you were going to do, then we would look at moving you. You've got 4 GCSEs, or 5 GCSEs at grade 4 and above. Then we would put you on one of our level 3 programs. So it's important that you get that application form in as soon as possible. Public services is a popular course, and once you've got that place, it's yours, it's safe, and it puts your mind at rest, and you can really concentrate then on what you want to do for the next 6 months, studying, making sure you get the best GCSE results that you can. So,
and then obviously, once you've had that enrolment process, you've got a few different things to help you settle in. So we do an induction week for starters, where you'll come and kind of get to know the course a little bit better. You'll meet with the staff, meet with people in your tutor group, and we'll do some team building activities and really break down different barriers. So if you're not confident about coming to college, or you're worried about making friends, or you're worried about what course that you actually want to study, you will not be the only person in that boat. There will be a lot of people that are also nervous, and we try and make it as a friendly atmosphere as we can, and also break down those barriers and build you a bit of confidence as well, because confidence is something really important in public services. On enrolment, you'll also be given your uniform. So you will order your uniform before, and there's a dress uniform, a lightweight uniform, and a sports uniform. So when you come for your interview, we'll go through that. We'll go through the different costs of the course and actually what your uniform entails. So 1 day a week we'll wear a dress uniform, which is a shirt, jumper, and tie, and then the other 2 days a week it's going to be your lightweight uniform. So the course is only 3 days a week, which is different to sixth form. We don't expect you in 5 days a week, but there is that expectation that you will be doing some studying in your own time, as it's an independent learning. So if you've got assessments where it's all coursework based instead of exams, then the expectation is that you'll do those assessments in your own time, and you'll do some extra learning as well. We'll give you all of the information you need, but if you find the topic interesting, you might be set a research task around that topic to really broaden your learning. In the first 6 weeks, if you aren't enjoying the course, then you have the option of transferring to a different course in the college. Now, a lot of our students enjoy our course, so we don't really find that many students leave us in the first 6 weeks, but we have known in the past that we might have one or two. At the same time, if you are finding the course too easy, we have the option of moving you up a level as well. So in those first 6 weeks, we really will be assessing you into how you're doing, both kind of physically and in the classroom sense. And if we think that you're on the wrong course, although you may not have the GCSE grades, which say otherwise, then we can actually move you up or down depending on how well you're doing. So we do have that flexibility. So if you don't do as well as you thought because of exams, and some people don't like the pressure of exams, that's one of the downsides to school. So you might come in at a slightly lower level than you anticipated. We can look at your progress in the first 6 weeks, and if we think that you are of a higher standard, then we can move you slightly. And obviously that will have an impact in kind of progression opportunities and things that you want to do.
So progression, obviously the public services, the police, like we said, is really popular. The prison service, in recent times we've had a lot of students who've moved on to go into the prison service. Firefighters has been a little bit difficult of late because of their recruitment, but they are starting to recruit again. You may have seen there's been a massive recruitment drive by the police lately. Lots of money being put into policing. Also, UK Border Force is a public service that tends to get forgotten about a little bit, but we've had students have gone into the UK Border Force as well. So it really opens up some doors, and I think we have students who come to the college with an idea, I want to go in the army, and as a result of being on the course, they discover more about the army, and they actually think, well, yeah, I want to go this, but they really kind of narrow it down as to what they really want to do in the army. They've got this idea that they want to be a soldier, but they don't really know what soldiering is about, or they want to go in the Navy, and then they suddenly discover about the Royal Marines, so they go down that route. So it does open up their minds, gives them a lot bigger insight into what they can do and the different roles that there are available. There's something like 200 and odd roles in the army that you can do as a soldier, which usually comes as a real surprise to a lot of students. The police are starting to do direct entry as police officers, as detectives. So they were never available in the past. They're now starting. So there's lots of different options that weren't available even 2 years ago. So we are, I think we are good at what we do, and really our students are successful in their applications for jobs as they move on.
We've had a number of student success stories over the years. We had an Instagram Q&A with one of our former students a few months ago, Hayley, who is working as a police constable now after doing a level 2 course. We've got a few students that have gone into the Royal Navy. 1 year, a couple of years ago, we had 6 students from the same tutor group all going to Belmarsh Prison as prison officers, because that year the prison service were recruiting quite heavily, and therefore a number of our students were actually successful in gaining jobs. A lot of what we do in public services, unfortunately, revolves around government funding and recruitment, but we're finding more and more that the government are putting more money into the public services and actually recruiting more people. Therefore, for our students, it's really, really good, because it gives them more opportunities and gives them a better chance of gaining a career in those fields. Sometimes the border force is one that kind of gets overlooked, but there's more and more border force apprenticeships going on now than there ever have been before previously. And we get guest speakers and we get people in who have gone through that route to tell our students about how it's done, what to expect.
We've just been plunged into the dark. The lights are automatic. Sorry about that.
Apologies.
We're back.
So yeah, we get people in, guest speakers come and deliver talks to our students, let them know what it's like, let them know what to expect, and really give them hints and tips as to how to be successful in that role. And with a lot of public services, the training's hard, but you reap the rewards about what you get out of it. So, and the starting salaries, as you saw on the video for public services, the starting salaries for the different roles in the public services are very, very good, and therefore that's an incentive to kind of work hard, get your qualification with us, and really succeed in the future. One thing that you might be interested in is kind of going off and doing university, or even a gap year. We find that some of our students decide to take a gap year before going into the public services and learn different skills. So that is also an option for you. If you've got any questions or you want more information, then obviously you'll get an email out after this event with details of who to contact. And then obviously, as Sam said earlier, if you are interested, please do apply, because it's really, really important. You might be sitting there thinking, I'm not sure if it's for me. Do I apply? Don't I? Just apply. It's an online application form. It will take you 5-10 minutes to fill out. You'll get invited for an interview. You'll find out so much more about what we do at interview, and then you have that option there in the summer once you've got your results to come and give us a try. And all of our students really do enjoy the course. So I think what we'll do now is we'll wrap up the information bit and we'll go on to some of the Q&As and answer some questions that we've got out there. So question 1, can I get into the army? Yes, in hindsight, you can get into the army. You can't get into the army directly through this course. It's important to know that you can't get into any of the public services directly through this course, because they've each got their own selection processes. What we will do is we will give you the skills and qualities you need to get through the selection process for the army, get through the interview stage, get through the fitness stage, and get through that first initial 12 weeks training. And our students find that the training we do here at public services is quite intense. So some students class themselves as physically fit, but when they come and join with us, they realise that actually they're probably not in as good a shape as they think they are, and therefore they've got some work to do. And again, with skills, some students think they're confident and think they're good communicators, but actually they improve dramatically when they come and study with us. And so yes, you by studying this course will help you get into the army, but it's not a direct entry route. None of our courses are sadly a direct entry route to the public services, because they've got their own selection processes.
Okay, we've got another question here. I want to be a police officer. Is this the course for me? Well, yes. I think whichever level your GCSEs reflect, obviously we'll take you up to our policing course, which is the actual course that you need, that level 3 course that you need to be able to apply for the police these days. As policing is 5, you'd have to be maths and English at grade 4 or above, and it gives you a real a look into what policing is really about. However, the piece of paper you get at the end, the certificate, well, you can't just walk down to Kent Police and say, I've got this certificate, can I join? They, like Andrew just said, they have their own selection process. It would just mean that you are at degree level to either go in to university or to go in as a degree apprenticeship to be a police officer, where you study for 3 years while actually on the job.
So another question, what are the entry requirements? So we have 3 different levels. Entry requirements for level 1, it's no formal qualifications, and therefore if you don't get any GCSEs, then you can join it as a level 1. At level 2, for Dartford and Gravesend, it's the same. So we've got 4 grade 3s, including your maths and English, and then for level 3, both the uniform services and the policing course, the entry requirements are 5 grade 4s, including your maths and English. Hopefully that answers that one.
Okay. The next question we've got here is, I'd like to be a forensic investigator. Will this course lead me there? I think to be a forensic investigator, you'll be looking at some sciences to go down that route. So it would depend on what level of as an investigator you want to be. But if you want to go and do forensic science at university, then obviously I think you need to do sciences. So probably our level 3 wouldn't actually be the right course for you.
So what industries do you work with? So obviously with the current situation, we are finding it slightly difficult to get the police, the fire service, border force and the army in at the moment to do guest speaker bits. We have some virtual guest speakers planned for January, but in a normal working year, we will have all of the different public services come in and do guest speaking. Speak about students. We've had in the past the Royal Marines come in and do whole day sessions where they do some fitness, they do some team building, they go through some employability bits and pieces. And it's the same with the army. They come in and they do practical elements as well as employability and deliver presentations to our students. So we work with all of the public services with the exception of the paramedics. For paramedics, generally you need sciences to get into the paramedics. And therefore, that's kind of the only one that we don't work with.
Okay. Do you teach us in regards to safety, keeping ourselves safe as well as others? Yes, the answer to that is yes. And particularly at the moment, we spend a lot of time with our students, teaching them about safety as far as COVID is concerned, sanitising, wearing face coverings, washing hands, keeping a safe distance and things like that. But we spend a lot of time as well, and that's particularly in that first induction week, about keeping safe around the college, online safety. We've been doing some remote lessons recently, making sure people are safe, our students are safe online. So the answer is yes, we do spend a lot of time as far as safety is concerned.
How many students in a class? So that one varies really. This year we have some groups where there's 10 in a class, and we have some groups where there's 20. On average, I would say there's probably 15, 16 students to a class. And that may seem like a lot, but if you compare it to school, you're probably looking at 25 to 30. Our lessons are slightly longer as well. So on average, our lessons are 2 hours, which means that we've got more time to go around and work individually with students, making sure that they're on task, making sure that they're making the progress that they need to be making with us at Public Services. And therefore, you get more one-to-one time with tutors and staff at college than you would do at sixth form or school.
Do I have to wear a uniform? The answer to that is yes. Our uniform, I think Andrew mentioned earlier, is we have two types. We have what we call a dress uniform, shirt, tie, epaulets. The epaulets show what level of course you're on by the number of stripes on them. So every day you're in college, you have to wear one of the uniforms, or the polo shirts, which we call our lightweight uniform. And we also have a uniform of sorts for our fitness lessons as well. Everyone is expected to wear that, and as staff we wear uniform as well.
Can it lead me to a criminology degree? Yes, we've had quite a few students over the last couple of years apply for criminology, sometimes on their own, sometimes criminology and psychology, or criminology and sociology, and they have got university offers. Some of them are unconditional university offers to go and study criminology. Obviously, to get university UCAS points, you'd have to study a level 3 course for 2 years, unless you're coming to us having already done a year of sixth form. But yeah, this course can lead to a criminology degree.
Okay, we've got a question here. I've applied through Kent Choices. Do I also need to apply to the college directly? I actually don't know the answer to that.
I'm not 100% sure.
I do. I can jump in
hello.
here and say today, it's not a problem. I was literally just applying to the person that has sent that question in, but I can say if you have applied via Kent Choices, you don't have to apply on our website as well. It's either one or the other. So I hope that answers the question.
Okay, thanks, Sean. Thank you.
Right.
What is the chance of getting a place? Are you very oversubscribed? We're not very oversubscribed because we open up courses and we meet the needs of the applicants. So if we get enough students that are interested in our courses, we will create a new group at whichever level it will be. So absolutely apply. I mean, obviously we've got a criteria for you to get on the course that you need to meet, but if you apply, you will be offered a place if you meet that criteria.
Can I go to uni after the course, and what unis do your students go to? Yes, 100%. You can go to university. Study level 3 course will give you the UCAS points to go to university. Some of our students have pretty much gone everywhere. So we've had some that have gone to down south coast to Portsmouth, and one quite popular with our students because it's fairly local is Canterbury Christchurch University. But we've had students go as far afield as Northumbria. And realistically, it depends on what uni you'd be interested in going to. The majority of unis now actually have public service or policing degrees that they offer. And therefore, it's about finding what university you want to go to. And in a way, what part of the country you want to live. I mean, if you want to stay local to Dartford, then you're probably looking at Canterbury or Kent universities are the nearest ones, or even London. But if you want to move away from home and spread your wings a little bit, then you've got Manchester, Liverpool, John Moore, that offer good public service courses. So the choice is really yours.
So, what days and hours will I be expected to be in? So, all our courses are 3 days a week. The hours kind of vary, but college hours are 9 to 5 really. So the earliest you'd be expected to start a lesson would be 9 o'clock. And the latest you would be finishing would be 5 o'clock. But that's not to say you'd be in college for those whole 8 hours. You'd have a start time, and you might start at 9 o'clock one day, but on the second day you might start at 11 or start at 11, and you may finish earlier on another day. So it's 3 days, but the hours will vary each day potentially.
Have you had any students that have gone to do really well in the industry? So personally, I think that all the students that go into the industry automatically do well by getting into the industry. I myself have only been here at college for 6 years, and therefore the students that I know that have gone into industry are still kind of working their way up. And obviously in public services, in terms of progression, you're probably looking at being, as a police constable for a minimum of 2 years before you even start to move up the ranks. And again, the prison service as well. We've got students that are doing really well in the industry. And I think in a few years' time, we will get notifications of those that have had promotions and gone and moved up the ranks.
Question here about how do I apply. So to apply for one of our courses, go onto the college website, find our public service courses, and you'll find an application form. You submit your application form online, and then it will go through our admissions department, and then it will come to us, and we'll invite you to a remote interview, either on the telephone or on Zoom.
Do you offer work placements? Currently we don't, and that is purely to do with the health and safety aspect of it. Our students won't be able to get insured to go and work directly as a police officer or as a kind of as a prison officer. But what we do is we try and simulate as much experience as we can, and we get people come into college to deliver simulated experiences as opposed to actual experiences on the job. And we train with the different public services as well. So we have sometimes the fire brigade come and deliver sessions for their staff down at Dartford using our facilities. We have held careers fairs here in the past for the police. We have had the army come and deliver kind of some team building and some fitness bits and pieces. One thing we do is we use the National Maritime Training Centre down at Gravesend for fire safety courses, first aid courses, and so we do some of the training that fire service would actually do as part of their job, which is really, really good. And therefore that's about as close as we can get to actually having some simulated work experience without putting, our students in any kind of real danger that you would get in any of the public services.
Is there support for people with learning difficulties? Yes, we have learning support assistants that work with us in our lessons. If you've got an educational healthcare plan, you can apply for one of our courses. There'll be a consultation with the college to ensure that the college as a whole can meet your needs, and then obviously on top of that you will be interviewed with us to make sure you meet our criteria as well.
Yes, there are some fees on the course. So if you are 16 to 18, then the course itself is free. If the only kind of cost you will have to do is the cost of the uniform, which is around about £230. Now that sounds like a lot, but that's something that you wear all the time whilst you're in college. It has 3 uniforms as part of it, and it's about 15 items as well. So that is your uniform for while you're here at Public Services. And then next year, we're hoping to get back to doing residential trips. Obviously, if COVID kind of clears up a little bit and the vaccine is in place, we can hopefully get back to doing some residentials now. The residentials are different lengths depending on what level you do. So for level 1, usually it's a 1-night residential, which is around £100. For level 2, it's a 3-night residential, which is about £250. And level 3 is a 3-night residential, which is around £350. So there are some costs associated with the course. Obviously, we have payment plans put in place, so it's not all paid in one go. We spread the payments as much as we can, and you will pay a kind of £50 trip deposit on enrolment as well to help with the costs.
Well, if there is a help with some of these fees from the bursary system in place that you can apply for, that you have to depend on the household income, whether you are liable for that or that, but you can apply for it. That helps.
3 days consecutive. That will all depend on your group and your timetable. So we won't actually know if the 3 days are consecutive until nearer the time when we look at student numbers and the number of groups we've got. So yeah, unfortunately we can't answer that question now.
So what are the units included in the course? Which obviously each course has got different units. Some of the courses you get the same unit, so employment comes up on all 3 courses, because obviously we want to teach you about what jobs are available in the public services and what it's like to work for them. Equality and diversity comes up at both level 2 and level 3. Teamwork will come up across all levels. So the things that I think the best thing to do is to look at our course descriptors on the college website, and you can see exactly which units we cover. Because I say they do vary from course to course. And there's 7 at level 1, 9 at level 2, and 9 each year at level 3.
And what is the best way to apply? So the best way to apply is to go onto the North Kent College website. So go onto Google, type in North Kent College, find the public services course, the uniform services course, choose the level that you're interested in, and fill in the online application form. That will get sent through to us, where we will invite you for an interview. We'll send you some pre-interview tasks, questions about yourself. You'll have a remote interview this year. So it'll be either a telephone call or a Zoom interview. And then kind of we'll go over what your interests are, what career opportunities you're interested in, why you want to study public services, and find out a bit more about yourself. You'll then get invited for a taster day, and you'll get to meet some of the staff, meet some of the students, get a little bit of a feel for the course, do some of the things that you might do normally on a day-to-day with public services, such as drill, fitness. And then after that, you will obviously have the opportunity to enrol if you've passed the interview and the taster day, and you want to come and stay with us.
I've got a final question here. Do you provide PPE? I can't think there's anything we do that needs PPE.
We provide a sports kit,
Yeah.
and that's close to
PPE
that we need. So yeah, you will have an indoor and outdoor sports kit for obviously gym lessons and outside fitness lessons. But apart from that, there's not a lot that we need PPE for, and therefore we provide what we need to, and we don't need to.
Sean, back to you.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
You have. That was amazing. Thank you so much. Amazing insight into public services there. I hope everybody that has viewed us has enjoyed. Andrew did touch on it earlier that if you have pre-registered, you will receive a follow-up email that will have the contact details in there if you want any more information about the courses. If you are watching on Facebook, you can head over to the events page, and there is contact details there for you as well. But if you're interested in public services, then please do head over to the website and apply now. At the top of our homepage, there is the online application form. It is a little pink button and it says apply now. So please head over there if public services is of interest to you.
Yeah.
Thank you both. It's been absolutely
Welcome.
amazing. Great insight, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.